everybody, and welcome to another episode of Homegrown Hip, brought to you by B-Town Jazz and jazzbooks.com. I'm John Porter, president of B-Town Jazz, here to introduce this month's ensemble, Vida, with Janiece Jaffe on voice, Dave Gulyas on guitar, and Dave Bruker on bass. Enjoy the episode. We'll see you in just a little while.
One, two.
He's a guy you'd want to know. He's a postman on the go, and he's always got a grin when you come to see him. That's Big Bill. He's got kids too many to name, but he loves them just the same, and he'll tell you funny stories to see your face light up again. So if you get to see him, he's the one you'll never forget, 'cause he's got a heart that is golden, guaranteed good news you can bet. The big guy delivers her letters with the swag you know that is his, and he bears the weight of his bag for his kids. Ooh, Big Bill. Yeah, that's Big Bill. Boom, 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 boom. That's Big Bill. Yeah, he's a guy you'd wanna know. He's a postman on the go, and he's always got a grin when you come to greet him. That's Big Bill. He's got kids too many to name, but he loves them just the same, and he'll tell you funny jokes to see your face light up again. So if you got to see him, he's the one you'll never forget, 'cause he's got a heart that is golden, guaranteed good news you can bet. The big guy delivers your letters with a swag you know that is his, and he bears the weight of his bag for his kids. Yeah, he bears the weight of his bag for his kids. He does. He bears the weight of his bag for his kids.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm very excited to be here with Vida, which is Janiece Jaffe, Dave Gulyas, and Dave Bruker. We heard some great music today on Homegrown Hip, and we're going to get to know the band a little bit and how they met and all sorts of other fun stuff. So I want to start with a question for Janiece. What is the meaning behind the name Vida?
Well, if my name was David, it would really work, but these guys are Daves, so both their names is David. So I wanted to honor that, and so Vida means life. So basically, it was a no-brainer. So we're thinking about changing my middle name to Vida, so I'll be truly a part of it. But yeah, so that's I like that the name means life.
So I'd love to hear a little bit about the concept of this band. Some of the arrangements that you do are really unique, and just what inspired you to make the music that you're making?
Yeah. Well, the arrangements, because there's just three of us, we occupy such unique spaces. In other words, we've got a vocal, we've got a guitar, and we've got a bass. So the arrangements are a little easier to do for us, and we can be experimental because we don't have like maybe two horns, so you got to write for two horns. But we like to blend, I think, all of our past histories into, along with jazz, and come up with something a little bit very interesting, and we're intentionally trying to be a little more unique. So for instance, harmonically, I can experiment a little bit more with some different types of chords on the guitar, and Janiece can.
Yeah, there's a lot more freedom too, like,
Right.
with just this level of just three of us. And I think, like, I like to rearrange songs in my mind, because I love how the words, so the one that we did today, Time After Time, I'm sometimes going, if that was in that key and this was in this key, it might be pretty cool, to blend those things. And I think we were starting on Weaver of Dream and Dreamweaver, Weaver of Dreams and Dreamweaver.
Yeah.
So, just like quirky things like that. Yeah. And then, Dave, they're both composers as well. So
I think it was really nice when we do stuff like Time After Time too, like we did the zoo gig yesterday, and people know the Cyndi Lauper tune. And now we're also introducing them to the standard, and it's like people were really digging it, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah, they really did respond to it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had a lot of fun with it. So it's kind of a mashup, not only of two genres. I actually, like a swing and more of a straightforward type of pop or rock. So it's a challenge.
2, 3.
if you're lost, you can look and you will find me time after time. If you fall, I'll catch you, I'll be waiting time after time, time after time, time after time. I tell myself that I'm so lucky to be loving you. You see, I'm lucky to be the one you run to see in the evening when the day is through. Time after time, time after time, I only know what I know. The passing years will show you've kept our love so young and new. And time after time, you'll hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving you. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me time after time. If you fall, I'll catch you, I'll be waiting time after time, time after time. waiting, time after time, time after time, time after time. I tell myself that I'm so lucky to be loving you. I'm lucky to be the one you run to see in the evening when the day is through. Time after time, time after time, I only know what I know. The passing years will show you've kept our love so young and new. And time after time, you'll hear me say that I'm so lucky to be loving you. I'm so lucky to be loving you. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me time after time. If you fall, I'll catch you. I'll be waiting time after time, time after time, time after time, time after time.
So, how did you all meet? I know that, Dave, you were saying you and Janiece went back farther than Dave Gulyas, but...
What, 30 years?
Well, we moved here in 79. I've told you that in a previous. And I'm not sure how we hooked up, but I remember back in the day, was there a Borders book and there's a strip mall on 3rd Street? And they had art on the walls. I remember this. It
Yeah.
was like a coffee shop, a bookstore.
Right.
Had a coffee shop. But we used to do vocal and bass. I remember doing
For a
that.
whole gig, yeah.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah, I mean, other people do that too.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but I mean, it was unusual, I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
And then over the years, before this guy came in, we've played, different gigs with different people. And yeah. So, yeah, a long, long time.
Yeah.
And then, Dave, how did you get brought into the fold?
Oh, well, I moved here in 2008, and I think I met Janiece in Blooming Foods or something, first time, whatever, and she was really interested in something I had on my plate, and anyway. But we kind of had a little fun there, and then I think you may have called me for a gig or two, and we played or something, and I accompanied you, but then you called me, so I don't know, maybe I was the catalyst. I don't know.
That's very possible.
But anyway, so you called me. We played some gigs.
Yeah.
And then it's just everything is so much better when you have a voice. So there was, so we got the voice.
Yeah.
And we started doing it.
That's right.
The voice.
The voice. Yeah.
I'm guessing, Davida, when did we start? I don't even remember.
Maybe 3 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Something like
Yeah.
that. 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Bows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain, they snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, clouds got in my way. sides now, from up and down. Still somehow it's clouds, illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. I don't know clouds. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, and now it's just another show. You leave 'em laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let 'em know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take. Still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really, 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 really don't know love at all. I don't know love. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds, I've looked at life that way. Now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and losing. Still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all. I don't know life. You would think that 6 decades would bring you some wisdom. But the older that I get, the less that I know. This I know, this I know, but I don't know clouds. I don't know love. I don't know life. Ooh, at all.
So how has making music changed for you all as a group, individually, during the recent pandemic?
Yeah.
Dave, you want to start?
Okay. Yeah. Well, you're locked away, and what I did was I just recorded a bunch of things, solo pieces with acoustic guitar real simply on my iPhone, and I posted them on YouTube just to have a project, just to keep sort of a level of discipline and just kind of working through things. As far as the three of us, I never had any doubt that we could just sort of easily come back together and start making music again, and it's just like picking up yesterday. So that wasn't the problem at all.
Right. Right. So David moved to Chicago, so
Right.
then we kind of, well, I mean, we didn't, I don't feel like we're ever going to disband. So we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But so, that didn't ruin anything. But, cause you're right. We just get back together and it's just almost like, yeah, here we are. Yeah, but the pandemic is just everything. For me, I just didn't do much. I was happy though to stay home. But I guess what I did personally was I started listening to Joni Mitchell's music again and going, you know what? I want to see if maybe I could derange some of this, because the words are so important. It's still today, her words. So for me, I kind of concentrated on just kind of doing other things, and I didn't sing out. I haven't sung out. I did some things with Monica and some teaching things, but other than that, it's been pretty chill. So
I know, Dave, you were saying that you did some driveway concerts.
Yeah, we
and you just
did
did one recently with this group. And
Yeah, there's luckily, I mean, musicians everywhere were suffering. Luckily, there were enough people. I think it's interesting. We would play these driveway concerts, and at the end of the show, these people are coming up to the band and they're like, "Wow, they too have been locked away and they haven't heard any live music." And it's like, "Oh my God, how do you all do this? What have you been doing?" They want to know the same question you just asked us. What have you been doing over the pandemic? It's so good that we could come out and do this again, So
right, we could rehearse outside.
Yeah, it was
in the
tough.
garage, and Peter Lerner was there. And,
yeah, I was doing
Yeah.
that. Yeah, playing, just getting together with the musicians. We all had our, face mask on, and you do what you can do to stay sane. That's what I said. What can I do to stay sane? I was like checking out a lot of music, YouTube videos that I never. Who is this person? Who is this person? It's like, wow. So yeah. Stay safe and stay sane. That's what I would ask people. Are you staying safe? Are you staying sane? Because it's crazy time for a whole year,
Well, we're excited to be doing the B-Town Jazz Festival again this year. And it will be outdoors at the Woolery Mill out on Tapp Road.
Okay.
And we're very excited to have Vida as a part of it. That festival's on September 4th. So we've got tons of incredible Bloomington acts, international acts coming through to the festival. And, Davida, thank you so much for being on our series Homegrown Hip. It was such a pleasure to have you on and to hear this beautiful music that you played for us today. So
Thank you.
Thank
It's
you
really
very much.
fun. Yeah. It seems we stood and talked like this before. We looked at each other in the same way then, but I can't remember where or when. The clothes you're wearing are the clothes you wore. That smile you're smiling, you were smiling then, but I can't remember where or when. Some things that happen for the first time, but they seem to be happening again, and so it seems that we have met like this before. We looked at each other in the same way then, but I can't remember where or when. The clothes you're wearing are the clothes you wore. That smile you're smiling, you were smiling then, but I can't remember where or when. Well, some things that happen for the first time, they seem to be happening again, and so it seems that we have met before, laughed before, and loved before, but who knows where or when. Ooh, it seems like in a dream. I think I know you. You look the same to me. Could it be deja vu? Could it be deja vu? Deja vu.
And thanks once again to the members of Vida for joining us on Homegrown Hip this month, Janiece Jaffe, Dave Bruker, and Dave Gulyas. Thanks also to B-Town Jazz Vice President Chris Parker for conducting that wonderful interview, and to our series sponsor, Jamie Abersald at jazzbooks.com, and all of our community sponsors for supporting us throughout the year. Thank you. To learn more about B-Town Jazz, visit us online at btownjazz.org, where you can become a volunteer, make a tax-deductible donation, or soon learn all about the 2021 B-Town Jazz Fest. For B-Town Jazz, I'm John Porter. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, he's a guy you'd wanna know. He's a postman on the go, and he's always got a grin when you come to greet him. That's Big Bill. He's got kids too many to name, but he loves them just the same, and he'll tell you funny jokes to see your face light up again.